Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel. For today's video in the YouTube for Beginners series, I'm going to be tackling the common question, how to stay consistent on the platform. Consistency is the name of the game when it comes to making content on this platform. I would say for probably every consultation that I've had with clients, I've used this word, being consistent, because it is so true. And I think it's a reflection of how life is. Even when you stay consistent, when you stay on the pathway, you're more likely to be in a position of success. And I think it's how YouTube works, and I also take that in terms of my real life and making sure that's a part of what I normally do. Today's video is going to be more concept based. There's not going to be as many tactics, more overarching strategies, but hopefully it still gives you some idea in terms of how you can stay consistent on the YouTube platform. And maybe after watching this video, you can finally satisfy that itch that you've always had in terms of making a video and starting something on this platform. How do we stay consistent? The first thing that you need to do when it comes to YouTube, and whether or not you are currently doing it already or you're thinking of starting, you need to ask yourself, what is your passion? I always mention this, and I always try to find that when it comes to the clients, is due to the fact that if you're not passionate about something, then there is no longevity in terms of what you do. You need to make sure that there is some kind of fire and there's something that you're willing to do, because while a lot of people think of YouTube and they're like, oh, I want to try to make a video, usually it's not that simple, especially if you have anything close to any kind of standard or even any people that you watch and you want to do something similar to them. It's not as easy as just starting to make a video. Therefore, the first thing that you need to consider before you even start thinking about what content to make is where your passion lies. YouTube is very rewarding and it can give you a lot of perspective, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things that can be opened when it comes to the doors that you have, but it has to do with consistency, which leads to passion in the first place. So make sure that the topic that you're doing, the things that you're brainstorming, make sure that's your passion. Don't just do it because, oh, I want to try to make money on this platform. That usually does not work, and if it does, you're probably a scam artist, which there are a lot on YouTube. You want to make sure that it is coming from a place of passion so that you will have the consistency when it comes to making weekly videos or monthly. Speaking of monthly and weekly, I made a video last time talking about how often you should upload, and I think this goes to the idea of consistency as well. The second point, aside from the first one, is making sure that you have passion for what you're doing on YouTube. The second thing is you want to make sure that you have a long-term plan. You're looking at it from a long-term perspective. Whether or not you are, what genre you're in, whether it's photography, whether it's technology, career coaching, whatever it is, when it comes to the videos that you're planning to do, don't think in terms of just what video you're going to be doing this week. You need to think programming, content programming in the grand scheme of things. You want to think about in a few weeks, in a month, what are you going to be doing this month, what topic you're going to be doing. It might be 2 alternating topics even, but that is one concept that we really want to think about, is the idea that you want to think long-term when it comes to your content. You're not just thinking about making it once, because long-term planning is what leads to the best success. And if you don't have that, then you are basically you're just going to burn out very quickly, and you might see like a YouTuber that you like. And I'm only using these examples because I've seen it so many times when I'm helping people, is that they see a YouTuber that they like making this video or that video, and they make them like 3 times a week or something, and they're like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber too, I want to try making something new as well, and they start doing that as well. But because of the fact that they don't really have a long-term plan and they don't plan out kind of what's going on, that leads to them just burning out or realizing, wait, what was I doing? Or that's already done already. Whatever the case might be, that is what might lead to their downfall, and that's why it can be inconsistent. I say this as well because I have walked this path. I have made content in the past which was inconsistent. I haven't been able to upload consistently for a long time until recently when I realized that there are certain tactics like the ones I'm talking about today that can encourage you to be more consistent on this platform. The third thing that you can do in order to stay consistent is to really put yourself in the shoes of the consumer, regardless of what topic that you're doing, and really think about being detailed and providing value. I talk about this because people in the past, what happens is that they're an expert in what they do. Let's say photography, and they make a video on lighting or something like that. And after they make that video, they're like, oh, I'm out of ideas already, I'm burnt out, I'm not consistent, I don't really know what to do. And for that, what I say is, that's why you need to make sure that you're being detailed and you're putting yourself in the shoes of the consumer. If there are topics that you're doing and you do them all in one video, it might make more sense for you to split them up and talk about each one of them, provide some consistency, and that can also give prospective audiences, not that they're clients or anything, but that can give possible audiences a way to follow step by step, because it is much better for you to make a topic, make videos on topics in an overarching series versus just one video which talks about a ton of things. That's the way that YouTube works, because if you make a 30-minute video blasting through the entire idea versus you splitting those up into different parts and uploading them and consistently talking about them, leaving an imprint on your audience, that is going to help a lot more. Therefore, the third thing, like I said, is making sure that you're putting yourself in the shoes of the consumer and you are not being afraid to be more detailed, because remember, you are the expert, you are the content creator. What you might think is very small and does not need a lot of time might be different for the audience, and the audience might be very interested in those little details when it comes to whatever that you're doing on YouTube. Let me know so far what you think when it comes to the topics that I'm talking about, and also, of course, if there are other ways that you stay consistent, leave them in the comments below and I might be able to see, I might add it into a future video. The final thing that I wanted to talk about, and I left it till the last because it's definitely very conceptual, and I won't blame you if you watch it and you'll be like, you said nothing, Steven. But I still think that it's something worth talking about, and it is talking about mindset. Mindset is a big part of life in general, anything that you do, and YouTube is no different. You need to have a good mindset when it comes to the parts that are related to making YouTube videos as a whole. I remember having a discussion the other day about making videos, and even for myself, I realized that making videos itself, like the process, like me talking right now and even editing it, making it itself really doesn't take that long. Maybe 15 minutes eventually when you become really accustomed to it. And editing it maybe an hour or two at most. But the weirdest thing is that even though it doesn't take too long to film, just the thought of filming and the whole process of it can be such a barrier, just kind of like a mind barrier that exists. And I think that's one of the reasons why consistency can be so difficult for some of my clients. And I try my best to help break those barriers, to go past those mind blocks, because once you're actually doing it, like making the videos and uploading them, etc., you'll realize that it really doesn't take that much time. So, like I said, for anything in life, including on YouTube, to be consistent, you need to have the right mindset where you are being clear in terms of what your objectives are, and you're doing the right tasks to make sure that that objective is completed. I know that one was kind of really conceptual, but that's kind of the idea when it comes to being consistent. I think mindset affects a lot of the other stuff that we talked about too. About a long-term goal, having that mindset can also lead to that. And having the right mindset can help with the other aspects when it comes to making the video and when it comes to the topics that you do. You have reached the end of this video. Hopefully, watching this video has made you be more consistent on YouTube and maybe even in life, if that helps as well. Let me know what you thought, and remember, you can ask me more questions in the comments below and I might answer them in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.